How you doing? Um, Today I want to talk about how a lot of relationships get ruined when people take advice from people who don't know anything about a relationship, who has not even lived life yet, who's actually still living life. A lot of people say that, relationships is going bad because too many people are listening to unhealthy people saying what they should do in a relationship. Now, how can you have a relationship and take advice from somebody who's not in a relationship? If the person is not in a relationship, why would you take advice from somebody who's not in a relationship? They can't tell you how to keep a person when they don't have a person to keep. And it's not easy to just say, you know what, I'm going to let this person tell me everything that I need to know. And voila, it's magic. Their words are correct. No, it's not. We all have those people that say, you know what, I'm single by choice. Understood. You're single by choice. You choose to be single. So how can you give relationship advice when you choose to be single? Is it that you want that person that you're giving advice to be single along with you? Majority of these females say they're single for whatever reason they're single for. Men play too many games. Women play just as many games as men do. And a lot of people don't realize that a relationship is a 50-50 thing. And if you're not getting 50-50 in that relationship, speak on it. And if nothing gets done, then leave. It's just my opinion. It's not facts. Maybe you can work things out with your partner. Or maybe you can't. But you have to start somewhere. Other than listening to what people will have to say about a relationship that they don't have. Majority of the people that's living a sad life always has the best advice to give to a person. Well, you know what? You explain your situation to a person, and all it is that you want that ear to listen to. You want somebody just to listen to so you can vent. But then they come back with the saying of, well, what you should do, you should leave that person. That person is no good. This, that, and the third. But you've been with that person for whatever reason. And now all of a sudden, one person can tell you that person is no good, and you take their word for it. Like, you know what? You're right. That person is no good. I do deserve better. And then you wind up with something worse than what you had. Why? Because you listened to somebody who doesn't even have a relationship to give advice to. When you give advice, make sure that it's real. Make sure you have somebody that you can actually listen to. Me, I can sit here and tell you everything about a relationship. What you should do, what you shouldn't do, how to go about it, how not to go about it. But who am I? I'm only me. I can only go on what I want to go on. I don't go on what everybody else tell me. Oh, you should leave that chick alone because she's bad for you, this, that, and the third. Let me see for myself if she's bad for me. And let me make my own decision to let her go because she's bad for me. And a lot of people don't understand that relationships, yes, you have problems in relationships. But if your problems outweigh the good in your relationship, then yeah, I can say honestly, let it go. Because sometimes, you are better off by yourself. But A lot of people nowadays, they think that they know what a person needs when they don't even know what the hell they need. Stop giving advice to people that you don't take yourself. And people, stop going to people if you know that their life is damaged. Because all they're going to do, they're going to want you to run with them. Yeah, they can have a badass life, whatever the case may be. But at the end of the day, they'll tell you to sabotage your relationship with who you have communicated with, who you've dealt with for how many years or how many months or whatever the case may be. You like that person. But you can't let the next person tell you what to do. Because at the end of the day, it's only you and your decision. You have the final say so in what goes on in your life. I can preach as much as I want. Oh, you know, that guy and that girl is not good for you. But who am I? I don't know what goes on in your relationship unless what you tell me. But there's two sides to every story. And when I only hear one side, I can't really be a good judge. I can say, you know what, I side with you for that time being, because due to the fact that, yes, you have given me your evidence of what's going on in the relationship or your side of the story of what's going on in the relationship, but I can't make a judgment call due to the fact that I don't know both sides. So I can't give you no good advice unless I hear both sides. And plus, number one, I'm not the right person to come to give you advice. Why? Because I don't have no degree? Nah. Because I know if I hear something I don't like, I'm going to speak on it. I'm going to call you out on the bullshit that you bringing up. If it's whose fault is whose, I'm going to let him know. If he fucked up, yeah, you fucked up. Admit it. Own up to it. If she fucked up, own up to your fuck up. And that's where you can start to build a better bridge because you've owned up to what you need to do. Not too many people will respect my words, and I don't care because at the end of the day, it's me. I do what I want to do, how I do it, and why I do it. I know the reason. I could love you, but I could love you from a distance as well. But the main thing is, can you love yourself enough to admit that you fucked up? Because I know I can. And I don't have to take advice from people that don't have a relationship. Or people that's single. Some people will definitely be in a relationship and tell you, leave this motherfucker alone, and still be loving their fucked up relationship. But they want you to be single. While, you know, they live their happy life or happy-go-lucky life or the pretend of a happy life. But they would love to see a person downfall. The majority of it is that a person, they want to see you happy, but not as happy as them. If you're happier than they are, then they got to find some way to make sure you are unhappy. So really, watch who you claim to be a friend. Because the same friend that you run to and tell your problems to will be the same friend that makes sure you have more problems to come tell them. It's been situations where a guy and a girl can have an argument, and the guy goes to his female friend, and the friend sees the guy with the female friend, and the first thing she runs back and say, oh yeah, I seen him with a girl, and not knowing the whole situation. And the first thing the girl's gonna do is react to it without listening. Because why? She's moving off of emotions instead of common sense. Let me find out what's going on for real before I'm making an attempt to say something. Ask questions before you react. Because every reaction and every action has a reaction. Plain and simple. So I'm not going to keep playing games with it. If I have an action and I get a reaction, yeah. It might not be the reaction that I wanted, but it's a reaction. And I got to deal with it. I can't blame nobody but myself, because if I take the word of somebody who don't have a relationship and I allow that person's words to fuck up my relationship, then I don't deserve the person that I'm trying to be in a relationship with. And that's all I'm saying, is that watch who you consider your friends. Because sometimes the single women are the deadliest women. The single men are the sharks. They'll definitely, you definitely have one of your boys say, yo, man, fuck that bitch. This, that, and the third. Let's go find some more. When you in love with the one that you want. But at the end of the day, who's to stop it? Only you can. Like Smokey the Bear said, only you can prevent forest fires. So don't throw matches and then cry when you see smoke. And I'm going to tell you this from a point of view of my own. I've been that type of guy that can give advice and don't even follow his own advice. But I won't ever tell anybody to stop trying. Try to make things work. Because love has no color. If you love that person, try to make it work. But if you don't really love that person, then let that person know and let them go. Because the fake love is something that I can't do. And that's something that I won't do. If I realize and I feel fake love is around, I'm going to call it out. I'm going to speak on it. And when I speak on it and the reaction that person gives me, it will tell me everything I need to know about what's going on with that person. I'm just saying, at the end of the day, look out on what you're seeing as a friend. Because the person that you love can be that one, and you'll lose them because of someone else who don't have what you had. Make sure your relationship is a have and not a had. Compromise with your mate before you listen to your friends. Because your friends, yeah, sometimes they become jealous and they want to see you without that person. Why? Because when you're not with that person, you can spend more time with them. And you have a lot of snakes that move like that. So watch out for it. Only you can prevent forest fires, like I said. It's a joke, but it's for real. Because at the end of the day, it's all on you to make the right decision. Whether you stay, whether you go, whether you try. Nobody else's. Only you.